Welcome to Film, where we break down films in a way anyone can enjoy. Whether you're new to movies or a seasoned fan, you're in the right place.
Yes, we
To
are.
my left, I got my homeboy ZDB, Isaiah Aramia. But anyways, guys,
All right, let's get into it.
let's get into it.
Who wants to start? Phil, what have you been watching? What have you been watching? This is
So I've been getting into
this is driving me
I've been
insane.
getting into a lot of like TV shows and pretty much TV shows. So it's homework time. It's
Homework time.
to lock in senior year. I'm trying to graduate. So I've been watching a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is The White Lotus. Got into that. It's pretty good. I understand why people like it. It's very interesting because they put these. It's pretty much just about these rich people who go to this nice resort. And they're going for a week because I've only gotten to season 2. Like I'm on season 2 and I finished season 1, but they're just showing you their different situations and how it gets involved with their vacation pretty much. And like the people they're around, like they have these different families or different groups of friends or whatever that get involved with everybody else's drama and stuff. But it's a pretty nice show to watch. It's very weird a couple of times, but
Yeah.
it's pretty nice.
Nice.
But yeah, that's the first one I have. Next one up, Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you've been. What episode are you on? How many
I'm on
episodes? There's
episode 54.
There's
or
like
55.
100 something.
Yeah, there's like 148 episodes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. They're on a break right now, right? I know the manga is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a break and they're going to continue it. But I'm just trying to finish it now because I'm like, why not? It's 100 episodes. And if I can watch 800 episodes of One Piece, I could do 100 episodes of
Yeah, I
Hunter x Hunter.
couldn't.
But I know the last time I was talking, I wasn't really into it. But then episode 49 was when I was like, oh, this is pretty tough. And there was a scene that was pretty cool. Like, have you seen Hunter x Hunter?
But I know what it's about.
Yeah. So like they were telling these two people and the people, because there's this whole power system or whatever. The people couldn't sense them for a second. They corner them in this little abandoned place. And they're just standing there and homeboy says something cool. He's like, okay, if they see us, no matter what, we run, because they're like these powerful people and they don't want them to see them because then they'll probably die.
Yeah.
But anyways, they get a phone call. The guy's like, yeah, we think we're getting tracked, but we don't know by who. And the guy on the phone says, I'll give you a hint. And so it goes dead silent for a sec. The guy goes like from this to boom, and his eyes just lock with them. And then the camera does a really cool zoom out. And all of a sudden they're like, okay, that's the cue. So then they just shows them about to take off like the Flash. And then they're cornered and it's like, whoa, that
That's
was
sick.
intense. But that's what got me into it. But I'm still not too
From what I
into
understand,
it.
I feel like you're either obsessed with that show or it's not for you.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. It's one or the other.
I think that's where I'm leaning. I don't know if this is really for me, but I do respect it because I do see elements of it that people can like because the world building is pretty cool. But I'm just not too into the characters, the main characters especially.
Yeah.
I think the gang that they showed, or the hunter, like the spiders or whatever, is pretty interesting. But everybody else, I'm kind of just like, I don't know. Like Killua's all right. Gon, I think that's his name. He's pretty cool, but I'm not really too invested in them, if that makes sense. Next one up, Moonrise. It's a new anime on Netflix. That one is really weird.
Oh, that's the one everyone like. It was like they like kind of shadow dropped it. It was like random. No one was talking about it now.
Yeah.
It's good, right? That's what I heard. Look
It's
this up.
interesting. I'm on episode 4, but it has a weird way of telling the story. So like it gives you somewhat of a like it's almost like it's doing a weird Memento type thing. It's telling the story in different ways.
Oh, like backwards?
Yeah, well, backwards, forwards, and then the middle. It's weird. So it starts you off with this pretty cool like fight scene on a train, and then it jumps
That
to
was the clip I kept seeing.
yeah, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then the first episode was okay. The first episode was good. Then it jumps from that to like, oh, now they're gonna tell you how they got to that point. But then it ends at a point, and then you start episode 2, and it's at a weird another spot. And I'm like, what the heck? What do you mean? Like, when did this happen? Because now you're in the spaceship and you were on the Earth, and then you're like, okay, so how is this gonna connect? And then each episode, it's telling like a beginning and an end, and I'm like, why?
So it just feels a little disjointed.
Very
Yeah.
disjointed. But I hope that eventually it turns into something because there's like 18 episodes. But yeah. Last but not least, I just want to do this quick because I know I want to get to you and talk about your thing. I'm got back into How to Sell Drugs Online. I love that show. It's
I've
on
never heard of that.
Netflix. It's
Look
really
this up.
funny. It's about this kid who's all like nerdy geeky who's really good at making apps and stuff. He sets up this very famous app that, well, helps him sell drugs online. And it's just a lot of wacky, funny situations they get into, but it's a pretty fun show. It's what's the word? It's an international show, or it's a show
like
that
British?
No, it's
Europe.
Yeah, it's from Europe.
Yeah, British.
But it's still pretty good. And last but not least, I want to finish it on this part. I finished Devil May Cry.
Oh, okay.
Really quick. Because it was small, like, 25-minute episodes.
Yeah.
There were 8 or 9 of them. But, bro, I finished it in, like, 2 days.
But good?
I loved it.
Wow.
I loved it.
I need to. I'm waiting for a friend. We haven't like sat down and watched it. I'm seeing so much hate.
Oh, yeah.
So much hate. And
Yeah.
I think it comes more from the video game people. I think a lot of like.
Whoa.
I think a lot of video game Devil May Cry fans not into it because they do. I think we talked about it last week. Like they change, add stuff, whatever.
They did.
So I don't know. I probably will like it. I don't think I'm as serious about Devil May Cry as everyone else. So like some of the little changes won't bug me. But is that it? Did you watch anything else?
Oh, nah, that's it. But I just want to say I loved it, and Dante's hella cool.
He's so cool. All right, what have I been watching? So I started Arcane. Last week we said I wouldn't be surprised if I get to episode 4. I did not meet that expectation. I watched an episode and a half. So I'm halfway through episode 2 right now, and I like it. I'm not in love or obsessed, but from what I understand, that's valid. Like it's all build. And I was talking to a coworker about it, and I said, I'm surprised how long they're sticking with them as kids. I was really expecting that opening 5 seconds to be the only glimpse we see of them as kids, and then they were gonna I thought the story was gonna go in a completely different direction than I thought it was. But they're taking a lot more time on it, and I feel like I'm gonna get a lot more connected with Vi, and I know her name becomes Jinx, but what's her name? P. It's something with a P. It's
Piper.
No, it's. I don't remember. I'm gonna find it. But yeah, Jinx. I think I'm gonna get really connected with them in their relationship because it's really good so far, and I'm just really scared with what's coming. Like I don't know. I feel like it's gonna get very serious, very dark, really fast. Oh yeah.
I can't wait to see his reaction.
Like it's not. Oh, powder. Because it's not that the show is like lighthearted right now. Like it's pretty serious, but it's just not too much is like happening right now. A lot of setup. So yeah, I like Arcane. I'm rewatching Superstore. I love Superstore so much. I love sitcoms, dude. Sitcoms are so comfortable. I'm doing a thing where I'm rewatching a bunch of sitcoms, but also Abbott Elementary. I think finished. I have to finish it. I have like 2 episodes left. This other one I'm watching called St. Dennis Medical, which is by the creators of Superstore. It's coming out weekly. Also, that's about to finish. So there's a lot of really good sitcom TV. It makes me so happy that we still get shows like that. Like genuinely, like I feel like for a while it was like, oh, you need prestige like HBO television to really hit. But no, we could just have a fun show about an office style show about a bunch of nurses. That's all I need, dude. That's literally the kind of TV I need in my life. And Abbott Elementary is really good. I don't think I like it as much as everyone else does, but it's a good watch. Like there's some really funny episodes. Oh yeah. And then I think a lot of the other ones I'm like, like it's fine.
Yeah, like I can do without it sometimes.
Yeah. So like I'm pretty slow at watching it, but I like it. But Superstore, I'm about to finish it again, and I love it so much. Solo Leveling, I finished. Banger. Yep. Oh my gosh. My gosh. 2. Spoilers for Solo Leveling Season 2. That was insane. That final fight against Beru, dude, I was geeked. I woke up late Sunday morning, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit. I'm going to finish this. And I watched it. I was like, dude, holy freaking balls. Like, my gosh, this is insane.
Bro.
I wish the S ranks held themselves a little longer.
Yeah.
I understand why they get bodied so fast. It's to really scare you. But the only problem I'll give this show is I do think it's way too easy for Genu. I think it's way too easy for him.
I think that's what they're preparing us for.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm saying. I think like they're setting up like all these really powerful S ranks to show up and like pick fights with him. But every time an S rank has picked a fight with him, he decimates them.
Bro.
So I'm just like, I'm waiting for someone to finally give him a fight.
Bro, I can't get over that one scene where he fights that one S rank. And Brody's like, he feels like he's pulling his punches or something. And then Brody smiles at him, and he's like, he thinks this is funny.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like, and then what was it? He got like a scratch on his face, and he's like, so now you going in. I was like, Jim Woo, you going up against a dude? Like, what do you mean now he's going in? He's been going in. He's angry.
He is so funny. That guy, he's supposed to be like the most powerful. He was from Japan. That was that was the Japanese S rank, and then he gets decimated by that ant probably in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
comes back and says, I didn't find no king out there. Where's your king? I need to find him now.
I was like, wow.
It was so sick.
I was like, what is Jim Woo about to do, bro?
Dude, he cooked him.
This dude about to actually kill you. Next thing you know, he shows up in the coolest way possible.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, what did he say? He said exchange or something?
Oh, yeah.
He said exchange. And I was like, bro, you can't have me. They pulled an Invincible with Conquest thing where it's like, oh, they ain't showing me the fight now, but I understand why.
Dude.
And then like, what happened?
No, just I can't get over like that fight. It was insane.
That fight
the choreography is so good, but the shot of them, the red and the blue like crossing, and it's just like dance, insane. And then I like when the ant like regenerates, but he still runs away.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, no, I'm out of here.
I was like, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
I was playing, and then like, bro, my favorite thing before that fight happened was, it was after, right? He got the healer.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to talk about.
He made him a shadow for a second, healed Homegirl, and then let him like rest in peace.
That hit, dude. That hit.
You know what's crazy? I'm watching it again over and over again. I did not know that the armor class dude, the rank A that was an a-hole, was the big tank that he got as a shadow.
Oh, yeah.
When that guy died from the ice elf, he made him a shadow. I was like,
oh, you forgot?
I didn't know that.
Dude.
I was like, what?
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember the scene. We'll talk about it really fast. In that episode, I remember geeking. It was like the elf king is coming at him, and that guy is coming at him.
Yeah.
So he uses egress to like do wipe snow in his face to block the elf.
Yeah.
He stabs the dude, quickly arises him, and then uses him to like...
I didn't know that.
It's insane.
I thought he had a random shadow from that one fight with the Knights that just had that like. As I didn't know that was the guy. I was like, oh,
I'll name you Iron.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, and then Barrow being able to talk is really cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was really cool.
And he made him a general or something.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
And he was like, dude, how do I know you're gonna be like loyal to me? And he goes, you gave me life again. I'm loyal to you. I was like, that is so sick.
I was like, oh my gosh. My friend and I were having like a fight over this because he's the one who is really trying to get me into Hunter x Hunter. The reason, because he says that Hunter x Hunter inspired Solo Leveling. And I'm like, I don't know because I'm still getting through Hunter x Hunter. But I'm like, bro, the difference is I'm on episode 54 of Hunter x Hunter and I'm still not that invested in it. With Solo Leveling, there's only 24 episodes and I was
by
invested in it from
episode 2,
episode
bro.
1.
Yeah, bro, by
2.
episode 2, I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, Hunter x Hunter, I have respect for it, but it's just like the way Solo Leveling's doing things and the fact that from day one it was this epic, I got to go with it.
From what I understand, Solo Leveling's a lot shorter, too. It's going to end, I think my friend, he's read the manhwa. It's 5. I think he said 5 to 6 total seasons. I was like, yeah, I can watch another 3-4 seasons of this and I'll be perfectly fine. I feel like I've been watching one more thing and I can't think about it. Did I tell you anything I was watching?
I think that was it.
No, I think that was it, right? Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
If I come up with anything, I'll let you know. But we should just get straight into it.
We know what you have watched.
Oh.
And we finally get to hear about it.
Oh, yeah.
Minecraft.
Dude, okay. Lava. Chicken.
Flint and Steel.
Flint and Steel. Dude, it feels so weird talking about this now because I'm kind of late to the party because we didn't get a chance to film last week.
So what is your reaction? What is your rating first?
Okay, you want me to give my number first?
Yeah.
All right. Here's my review for the Minecraft movie. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. It's pretty bad. It was an awful movie.
Wow.
Now, I'm not exaggerating when I say there was a lot of, excuse my French here, sexual tension between Jack Black and Jason Momoa's characters. I picked up on it and I'm like, this is insane. Do you remember when they're on the Elytra and they're like...
Elytra?
That's their wings that they used to fly.
All right.
You know when they're on that and they're like this?
Yeah.
Bro, let's calm down. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. The movie's pretty bad, but it was one of the funnest theater experiences I've ever had. I have a video on my phone of my theater doing the chicken jockey reaction. I'll probably put it up.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, so chicken jockey, it was awesome. Like that, it was so much fun. But like after the movie, I was talking to some coworkers and they were like, "Oh, I don't think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the next week. I'm waiting for streaming." I'm like, "All right, don't watch it then." There is no reason for you to watch it outside of the theater reactions.
That's low-key
because it's pretty bad.
Now.
It's pretty bad. Like it's an awful movie. I think. Like, dude. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was the acting because I don't think the acting was bad. I think it was the writing.
I thought the acting was bad.
I don't know. I think it was just very like over exaggerated, like kids movie. Like I didn't think it was.
Besides Jason Momoa and Jack Black,
you think what her face? What her face? What's her name? Emma. That's her name. I know. It's the girl.
She was bad. Let's be
I
for
don't
real.
think she was. Okay, so this is what I was gonna say. Sorry for like any sensitivities, just really fast. When she said. Like her mom passed away and her dream was for them to go to Oregon. I laughed so hard. Like it was bad. Like it was out loud. I'm sitting next to one of my friend's little brothers and he's like, Isaiah, you gotta stop. And he's laughing so hard because from the minute the movie opened and it's the loading terrain, like you're booting up, I was crying. I was like, all right, this is the best. And it was the Jack Black stuff. I'm laughing, whatever. And then they're driving and they're like, you know, it was mom's dying wish for us to move to Oregon. And I'm like, bro, whose dying wish is it to move to Oregon? Like, oh my gosh. I was like, that you did not like who talks like that? No one talks like that. So I was just like, this is so funny. That made me laugh. Maybe it was the acting. Maybe the acting was really bad. But that girl's getting a lot of roles. She just got another one. I forgot for what. But yeah, that movie is bad. Or like when the kid looks at the Enderman and the first thing that someone tells him is, "You're a loser." I started laughing so hard. I was like, dude, shut up. But here's the thing. It's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
This is very obviously a kid's movie. So
Yeah.
me, a grown man, going in, having fun, loving Minecraft, I can't go in expecting it to be this like narrative masterpiece.
Yeah.
In the same way that I don't think any of the Sonic movies or even the Mario movie has great writing. I think they have better writing for sure.
Oh, 1,000%.
But like, I wouldn't say they have good writing. Sonic 3 is literally the second one just again. It's awesome, but it's just the same movie again. The first Sonic movie I always give credit for being different and creative, even if it's not like Sonic and has nothing to do with Sonic. I actually think it's one of my favorite kids movies for these videos. It's probably one of my favorite video game adaptations because it took a risk.
Yeah.
And it's different and it's trying to do something. Minecraft was very... I don't even know if safe is the right word. It was just bad and it was awful and they didn't do anything cool. There's a lot I would have wanted from Minecraft, like the property that they didn't do. This felt smaller than I expected it to be. I was expecting like a bunch of things, but yeah, that was my Minecraft movie review. It was definitely a movie that I watched. It will probably be the worst movie I've seen this year by the end.
Now, what did you think about all the movie theater reactions across the world? To Minecraft,
hilarious. Did you see the video of the guy with the chicken?
I was just about to ask you about that. That guy stood up on top of the other guy and he went, "Chicken jockey." He had a live chicken. Did you see the build-up for that? How he put it in the suitcase?
Dude, I didn't see the build-up. No, that's so funny.
He put the chicken in a suitcase, brought it to the theater. He took it out the suitcase, puts it up on his head. The lights come on. They all get kicked out. Then he runs out of the theater with the chicken.
Okay, so here's my take, right? Stuff like that, so funny. Seeing the videos of people throwing the popcorn, so funny. But y'all gotta calm down. Okay, freaking out is one thing and it's funny. Throwing popcorn, making messes in the theater. You guys forget, like, people gotta clean those guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a robot comes in and just does it, or like you leave and then the theater resets and it's back to normal. No. Like, there's people that have to clean that up. And that was the one thing I don't get behind is I think like it's funny, but also nah. I saw the director made a comment and he said it's just popcorn. And I'm like, all right, dude, you go clean it then. Like,
I was about to say, like, it would have been so nice for people to like bring brooms or something after they do it and just like sweep it up. Like, at least put it in the pile,
Yeah,
or like
but no one's
put
gonna
it in
do
a
that,
trash
bro.
bag. But I know nobody's gonna do it. But it's like it's fun to watch those clips because it's like, wow, that's insane. But then like when you
Think about it.
get out when the lights come on and you look at it, you're like, wow, we're pigs.
Not even, dude. Yeah, not even all the food you're wasting, bro. It's a lot of popcorn being wasted. Popcorn that should be in my mouth is now on the floor. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, I got a little annoyed too because after my theater, I stepped on a couple of things. Like whether it was a cup or a box or a random box or something. I was like, what the? Everywhere I was stepping, and I didn't even know people threw stuff. I was just sitting there and I was like,
my theater didn't throw stuff. Luckily,
Oh.
they were loud though, very loud. It was so funny, but yeah, it felt like Avengers Endgame, but like the whole movie was geeked. Like every time anyone said anything, it was just like, yeah, it was awesome.
what did you think about the Alex end credit scene?
I called it before it popped on. I was like, guys, it's gonna be Alex. I think I still wanted more from it. I was just like, that doesn't do a whole lot for me. Alex, the problem with Alex and Steve is they're just vessels of which you play the game. So like you are Steve, you are Alex, and you play Minecraft. If they showed like the Ender Dragon or the Wither or Herobrine, or they did something from the Telltale games like the Wither Storm, things like that. I'm such a nerd. They did things like that. Like I would have been a lot more hype for another movie. But Alex, it's like, cool, yay, female Steve, can't wait. I don't know. I was cool with it. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh man, but Minecraft did save a lot of theaters. Probably
It did. It's almost at $1 billion, or no, it's halfway to $1 billion.
Yeah, because
I think it'll hit.
It's probably gonna be a 600 mil or 700 mil after this week.
It'll probably end, I think, maybe at around 800. I don't know if it hits $1 billion. I think there's a strong chance it does, though.
I think it will.
Yeah, I think it will.
I think it'll definitely hit 800 million though, without a doubt.
Yeah,
but
100%.
$1 billion, I could see it hitting $1 billion. Kids are still going to see it.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, unless assuming I'm right on our thing. Speaking of video game adaptations, The Last of Us is back, season 2, episode 1. For the record, before we start, I have played both games multiple times. I have seen all of season 1 except the last episode. Funny enough.
Oh, you didn't watch the last episode?
No.
Interesting.
I knew what happens. I just like forgot about it, and then like it was like, oh, I'll get to it, and then I never got to it. So I was on Max, and I was looking, and it has all the episodes watched, and then just episode 9 not watched, and I was like, it's fine, I'll just skip it.
You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I know what happens.
I'm here for season 2.
Yeah, so I know everything that's gonna happen. We're not gonna talk spoilers or anything like that. For the record, it's important that I think more people know this. So for our small audience, it's good that you guys know this. They're splitting part 2 of the game into 2 seasons. So season 2 and 3 will cover the entirety of The Last of Us Part 2, and that has led to some problems with me on how I think they're gonna tell the story.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna end it then, because if it ends in the way I think it does, that's very upsetting. That it would end there and then you have to wait a year.
Yeah.
Like that sucks. Because obviously when you play the game, it's like it just keeps going. So I'm curious, but we'll see. Phil, who wants to start? Do you want to start or do you?
Because I mean season 2.
Well, yeah, what did you think about season 1 actually? What did you think about season 1?
I really liked season 1.
I did too.
I really did. Again, I have not played the video game and I have not finished watching the video game because now I just decided I'm not going to wait to buy all these things. I'm just going to catch up and then buy all these new games or whatever later. I'm just going to watch like playthroughs or watch cutscene type things.
Yeah.
Just to catch up because they're really good stories in video games. I want to catch up in that way, but watching it purely for the show, I thought it was really good. I thought it scared the crap out of me. The thought that, there is no cure for this and the fact that it's that dangerous, it could scare these different intelligent people. And then how people can live in this. I thought it was super cool how they made these, they don't even call them zombies, they call them infected. And the fact that they're this dangerous, like that scene where the horde comes out of nowhere, I was like, that was
The
insane.
clickers. Can you make a clicking noise?
Nah, I can't.
I have a friend that can do it really good. I can't. I wish I could do it.
But that scene, that was really cool. So I really liked season 1. Season 2, that opening, I did like it, but it wasn't obviously it's not going to be my favorite episode. I thought it was cool to get back into it, but the flow of how the last one ended and then getting to this one, I was like, eh. But it was pretty good.
Dude, they cooked so hard on the party scene.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I want to talk about really fast. Before I talk about my take.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the scene so much. I'm laughing hysterically every single time. I watch the clip over and over again. When they're in the dance, they're in the church and they're like having the big party, whatever. And spoilers for The Last of Us season 2 episode 1, and just the show in general. No game though, no game spoilers. And Dina and Ellie kiss, and then the guy says that very bigoted thing.
Yeah.
When Joel pushes him so hard, he drops. Because in the game he doesn't push him that hard.
Yeah.
He just pushes him out the way, and he just goes back. Dude, he like
boom.
Oh my god! I laughed so hard. I was like, that's so awesome. I love that.
I thought that was a great way to do it because I saw the video game version and I saw that version and I was like, I like this version more.
No, I do too.
I feel like the way they're building up this whole episode 1 of season 2, he's trying to protect her, but she's in her teen years and he doesn't understand how to do that. And he tries in the best way he can, and the best way he could in that situation was, this guy's been being messed up to her. Boom! I'm like, bro, that's what a dad would do. Especially if this dude gonna keep creeping up on her. Like, what?
Yeah, dude, that guy's freaking.
That was weird, bro. He was just like,
his name again? Seth. Yeah, Seth, bro.
We're in a church. What are you doing? Come
suck.
on, there's kids around.
Dude.
I was like, bro, they got it the first time. They're not gonna do it again.
And then he said that, and then he said the line. And I'm like, you took it too far.
I was like, if I'm her dad, I'm doing way worse. I'm going in and I'm blacking out and.
Yeah. All right. So it's fine. Like it's definitely a lot set up. Me, I like it. I'm pretty happy. I don't know. They added a good amount that I'm very into. Dina and Joel having a relationship.
Yeah.
Or a lot stronger of a relationship. One that's like blatantly shown.
Yeah.
Massive positive for me. I think that does a lot for the story.
Yeah.
Joel going to therapy.
Oh,
fantastic.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Fantastic.
I loved it. I'm just going to say this. That was the worst therapy session in history. Oh, yeah,
dude, she sucked.
That was so funny, man. And it makes it even better that she is the worst mother in cinema history. Like, she became the worst. Can we be for real? Is she the worst therapist in history now? Yeah,
dude, she was drunk, and he was like, are you supposed to be validating me or something? And she goes, I've been doing that. Now this is what I really think.
Yeah, well, I just love the way she delivered it. Because at first I was like, well, maybe it's because all this stuff and all the infected stuff is really getting to her now. But then right when she goes, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to talk to you about one thing. You killed my husband. And that really messed me up.
Eugene.
I was like, wait, is she for real? And then I remembered and I was like, and you're his therapist? What the? And I was just sitting there and I was just like, Joel, I don't know if you should run or if you should let her like vent out or if you should let her.
I mean, it sounds like Eugene turned into an infected and died. Yeah. And then Joel killed him. I think that's what happened.
I mean, that's what happened. But I'm just like with her, it was kind of like, I was talking about with her.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, this is the most weirdest therapy session of all time.
If she, I understood where she was coming from, but if she was like, if she actually tried to kill Joel, I would have been like, all right, like, I don't really understand why. I understand feeling that, but acting on it, it's like, all right, that'd be like, all right, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
The really cool thing, Eugene is in the game only talked about, not about the wife, just that he's a massive pothead. And like, that was really cool to see, like, get more insight into what happened to him in his life, because you only ever get that insight by reading some text in the game. But that was really cool. I liked that a lot. Joel working on Jackson a lot more, like being more direct, like writing and like being like, hey, we can go do this, we gotta go do that, we gotta love that too. A lot of again, the show is adding so much that where I think the games didn't.
Yeah.
Now the only thing I'm curious to see is our new character, Abby. I'm very curious to see what's the actress's name again? Do you remember?
I forgot her name, but she has been in a lot of.
I've never seen her in anything.
The Last of Us.
But
I've seen her in a couple of other projects. I think it was like high school stuff or like
Caitlin Dever.
Yep, right here, Caitlin Dever. She
Yeah.
is a part of. What were the movies she was a part of? Because I know I've seen her in a lot of. What's that? Was she in Booksmart? She was in Booksmart. She was in Justified.
Unbelievable, Short-Term 12, Justified, some of the things she's known for.
Could have sworn she was in more stuff.
Um,
Next Goal Wins.
But anyways,
Last Man Standing.
I'm really curious to see how they'll treat that group. Mm-hmm. Because I'll tell you this. This is how I feel about The Last of Us Part 2, the game, without spoiling it.
She's also in Uncharted 4.
The game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's no spoilers, but she's a character.
Yeah, Modern Family.
Who is she in Modern Family?
Probably one of Bianca Douglas.
Probably
She's also in Make It or Break It.
Anyways, okay, really fast.
Sorry.
We got sidetracked. Here's my just really fast on how I feel about The Last of Us Part 2. I'm very passionate about that game. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I ride or die for that game. I think when we talk about video games being art, I'll say Shadow of the Colossus and I'll say The Last of Us Part 2. I think The Last of Us Part 2 is one of the greatest pieces of writing like ever, like across like media. I think it's genius. I think the story it's trying to tell is very serious and mature, and I don't think a lot of people that are watching the show now, and even when the game came out, are ready to like really tackle a lot of the themes that it's trying to say. Mm-hmm. So my fear with this is they don't hit that, because there's a couple things that they left out that I don't want to mention due to spoilers, so I'll say later. But I'm worried that they're going to get too caught up in the controversies that the second game faced and try and change some of that. But I don't think they will. I don't think they will. And I really hope they don't, because Part 2 is genius. I die on this hill. I think that game is genius. So for all the people that love The Last of Us Part 2, all the people that hate it, I would love to hear why. Because every time I've heard anyone explain it to me, it's boiled down to like two different things. And I won't explain why. And I just disagree every time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I'm excited for the next episode. I'm hearing the next episode is like a top tier TV episode.
No matter what, I'm in. For it.
But like people that got to watch like reviewed it were like saying like episode 2 is like wow, like this show is show. Can we talk about Bella Ramsey actually really fast before we leave?
Oh yeah.
I love Isabella Merced, by the way, in this. She did killing it. She's killing it.
She did a good job.
Bella Ramsey, I want to highlight though, because she's getting a lot of hate. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen the controversy?
No, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the way she plays Ellie. In a certain time it is.
I want to touch on it just briefly.
Go for it.
So in the game, obviously there's a time jump. I think it said 6 years in the show.
Yeah.
So
I think it said 5.
5. Yeah. Whatever. It's a massive time jump. So Ellie is a lot older, and I think in the show they said she's 19. I think that's the same in the game. I think she's also 19. And a lot of people wanted them to recast Bella Ramsey because she doesn't look older, even though she's not 19. She is not my age. She's older than me. I think she's a couple years older than me.
How old is she?
I think she's like 21, 22. But a lot of people were very quick to judge the way she looks. And then that started becoming, let's start making fun of her and attack her and comment on her acting. She's a fantastic actress.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you this right now, y'all. You guys were out here gassing up The Last of Us Part 1 saying, wow, she's a perfect Ellie. And now all of a sudden we're like, yeah, no, she's not scary at all. Like, this sucks. Dude, the scene I'll always go back to in the first season is when the cannibal dude is trying to, like, do some bad stuff to her. Yeah. And she just loses it and she starts going ham on him. Dude, she freaking killed that. So you're going to sit here and tell me she can't do that again? I'm pretty confident she'll be fine. So everyone commenting on it, like, look, I agree. I wish she looked older, but what are they going to do? Yeah. Like, there's nothing she can do. I'd rather someone have more of a personality of Ellie than look. Yeah. She will never be Ashley Johnson to me, the original girl that plays Ellie. She just won't. Ashley Johnson, same thing with, but like I held the same exact feeling about Pedro Pascal as Joel. Oh, yeah. He'll never be Troy Baker to me. Troy Baker, I think, miles better than Pedro.
Very cool that they had him in the show, too.
Yeah, really cool. But that's the thing. It's like, why are we commenting on how this poor girl looks and acts when she's fantastic actress and you guys all admitted that, and you guys just don't like that she looks the way she looks?
Yeah.
Go outside and touch grass, please.
No, that's very true. I mean, obviously, both her and Isabella look a little bit younger.
Yeah, they do look way younger than the games. Yeah, but Isabella's not getting nearly as much hate.
Yeah, because it's Isabella Merced.
Yeah,
let's be for real. But I don't think. I mean, at first it was somewhat bothering me for a sec, but I think it's just the way they carry themselves and also their personalities that just works well.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't bother me too much anymore. I think it'll be fine during the show. I think it's also because that scene at the dance really woke me up, because I was like, dang, man. Like, you going to say that to those two, and then you're just going to keep, like creeping on them like that? Mm-hmm. And then the way Isabella Merced looked at him, and also the way Bella Ramsey looked at him, I was like, oh, okay. I feel it.
Yeah, I was like, what did you just say? And then sorry, it's
I
so funny.
I liked it.
Yeah. I really like The Last of Us. I'm really happy. Mm-hmm. And, like, do you guys really think Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann would have casted Bella Ramsey and then been like, yeah, she's not going to be good for part 2? Like, come on, guys.
That would have been super weird.
Yeah, super dumb. But anyways, speaking of... Oh, my gosh. What's the bridge here? Speaking of...
Terrible people.
Oh, speaking of strong female leads, let's talk about Daredevil episode 7 through 9. Spoilers, Karen's back. That's why I wanted to use that bridge. That was the only thing I had.
I was like,
that was all I got. That was all I got.
I was like, it ain't BB. It ain't the one woman.
Heather, right? Heather, yeah, that's her name.
Stinking Heather. Yeah, that's her name.
We'll talk about that in a second.
All
right, Phil. Let's talk about episode 7 through 9 of Daredevil. Can I go first?
Yeah.
And then you can go, because I want you to go in.
No problem.
I feel bad. I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking.
No, it's okay.
I just want to verify I understand where... Episode 7 was the Muse fight, right?
Yeah, episode 7 was when Muse went...
Yes.
Or they found his lair, and then he's talking with Heather in the therapy session.
Okay. I'll go through 7 and 9, and then we'll rate the whole show. And we'll talk about like the whole show, like the show as a whole. How much time do we have? Let me make sure. We have 43. Okay, we have like 17 minutes. We're good.
Easy.
Okay, here's my thing. Episode 7, I did not love. Mm-hmm. It's a great fight, and I think I have it rated higher. I mean to bring it down. Fantastic fight, fantastic choreography.
Oh yeah,
choreography, and I love spoilers. I love the shot of Muse laying dead on the floor. It's really good. But that felt so out of place and very obviously rushed. Mm-hmm. And I think Muse was probably the only thing that got like destroyed because of the rewrites. And that's obvious.
Yeah.
I think Muse would have gotten so much more love if they kept the original people. I'm happy they got rid of the original people. But that entire episode felt so disjointed and like out of place. Because you go from episode 6, which was the him stopping Muse for the first time. Yeah. And then now all of a sudden it's like Muse is obsessed with Heather and he's been going to therapy with her and then she's known the whole time. Like there was obviously supposed to be build up and secrecy with that. We were probably going to get more into his like mental in a different, if like the episode was with the original writers, but since episodes were cut down and their entire story was cut, they really tried to like do that and end it. And I think it sucked. I was like, man, this was not good.
That's true. I did wish we could have gone more into him because I was getting more interested in him. Like even every single time I was getting a hint of who Muse was, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see him in season 2. And then when he died, I was like, oh, okay. So maybe it's okay that he kind of reignited Daredevil and Kingpin, which I guess was cool in my opinion. But I thought that scene where you see him, like, you know, it starts off with him dressed up, disguised as one of those police officers, and they find another body. And they find another sign with blood on it, and you see him go straight to Heather. He's talking. I didn't expect him to die. I was thinking like, oh, this is going to be like a hostage situation. Something scary is going to happen. And then after, Daredevil's going to save her, but then he's going to escape. And he's going to be badly wounded, but he's going to be gone and maybe come back in season 2.
Yeah.
The reason why I really was interested in that episode, though, was because I'm like, okay, now what is he going to do? And is he going to capture her? And the way they were like investigating him. Like Kingpin was reading his file. Like, oh, he knows jujitsu. Apparently he killed his jujitsu teacher. And I was like, whoa, this guy's a sicko. And I was like, really get into it. And then even that scene when he got a nosebleed and he starts writing with the blood.
That was cool.
I was really like, cool. Bro, this guy is insane. And then like when Heather figures out, oh, he's Muse, I was like, oh. But then kind of when he died there in that room, I was kind of like, well, I started liking him.
It was very underwhelming.
Not like as a villain, not as a person.
We know. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Because, I didn't want no Joker incident. But I thought it was weird how... Well, I don't know. That's the complicated thing. I think I'll just go straight into talking about episode 7, what it was, and then we'll go through. Because episode 9, episode 9, I think, really helped me like episode 7.
Oh.
That's the complicated thing. And I don't want to... I want to go one by one.
Okay, we'll go into that. I'm curious then. I just think on episode 7, like, everything you're saying, yes, was so awesome. But that felt so random. Like, if we saw more therapy sessions with Heather and Muse, that would have helped. If we saw maybe a little bit more of him killing people, or maybe a little bit more of Daredevil looking for him, that would have worked. But that didn't happen. It was sort of just... And then, okay, I'm going to call bullcrap on this really fast. The drawing of Daredevil of her, and he's like feeling it, and he's like, wait, that's how Heather's face feels? I didn't buy into that.
That was weird.
Because I thought about, like, form factor, I guess, but that was a flat drawing.
That's why I was kind of weirded out about that part.
So...
Because it was pencil, too.
Yeah.
It was like...
It's not like...
Did you, like, read the lines or something?
And that's what it could be. I think technically, like, maybe he's able to, like, feel where the lead's placement is.
He's lead man.
But he, like, the thing that doesn't make sense to me is, like, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird and it didn't make a lot of sense to me. I can't really, like, please someone let me know if, like, that makes sense. I just, like, someone explain it to me because that didn't make any sense to me. I was just like, I don't really buy into that.
They should have just gotten the mannequin and just...
Yeah, that would have helped. Like, yeah, if it was the exact same, that would have helped. But yeah, I don't know. I think that felt rushed, and that's to me where I started not liking Heather. Not that I hate her. I think her character's pretty interesting. I think like what they're doing with her is going to be interesting, but that was a start for me where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Hey, Matt, you got to get out there, bro, because she's episode 8 though. Oh, we're back. Like
episode 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was... Episode 8 and 9 was just... Since it was simultaneous, I feel like we could just talk about
We could talk about both, yeah.
But, like, the whole setup, like, you're getting... I was so mad at Matt for going to talk to Bullseye. I was like, you freaking idiot. There's no point.
Oh, dude, no.
Whatever.
I was geeked. I was so happy. I need more of them.
I was happy for the show, but I was mad for the situation.
Like, no. I was just like, yeah, Matt, go get him. Go talk to him, go. I love Bullseye so much. That scene when they're talking, he's like slams his face on the counter, and he's like,
"Damn, you Matt!"
And then he's like, "Cop, the guy, he's crazy. He's beating his face in." I'm like, "You're awesome. You're so cool for that."
But it was the way he did it smoothly. He was just like, he's like, he goes over. He's like, yeah. He started hitting his face.
So good.
And then they just take him away, and he's just like, ha.
So good. Yeah.
But man, Matt, I felt so bad for him that whole episode because everything was going good, and then everything just toppled over.
Quickly falling apart, yeah.
And then, oh man, Frank. I love my homeboy Frank.
Mr. Castle.
Oh man, Frank. Ever since I've been watching The Punisher, I still haven't finished season 2 yet.
I'm gonna watch it. It's on like the front list right now. I'm definitely gonna watch it before.
I love Frank, bro, but like him being in Daredevil Born Again just really helps because I think he's that voice for Daredevil to come back. I mean, there was a lot of different.
I feel
voices.
like he's the devil on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's the big devil though. Like he's the big devil helping him out get back to it, and then with Kingpin, it's just Vanessa. Yeah. Vanessa's the one getting him back to Kingpin.
Vanessa.
I love those memes with the one black guy who's like, Vanessa. When I was a little boy.
Oh, yeah, I love that video. I was a little boy.
It'll do his thing with his hands. He's just like,
I just want us to be together. So good. I love it.
And we need discipline. I'm like, this guy's so funny, bro. But going back to the episode 8 and 9 reviews, I'm sorry. That last episode, because Wait, no. Did we miss anything in episode 8?
We didn't really talk about episode 8. We
My
just
bad.
talked
My
about
bad.
the
My
fist
bad.
punch.
I like Daniel Blake. I like him.
That's
the Kingpin's helper.
Yes,
That's the little teen boy
yes,
that
the little
kinda-
guy, the
I
glazer,
like him.
professional glazer. Have you seen the videos where it's like Daniel glazing, Daniel talking to Kingpin, and it's like them making glazed donuts? Dude, he's a highlight for me.
Bro, I really like him in the show so far, and I'm wondering. I mean, I feel like he's just becoming a little Kingpin, like the mini-me from Austin Powers. I feel like he's just becoming like. Well, he's not a joke. He's becoming Kingpin.
Yeah,
like he's literally becoming Kingpin.
Dude, I think he dies.
I think this is gonna be the Penguin situation.
I think Kingpin. Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's gonna be like, what's his name from the Penguin? What was his name? Victor.
It's
gonna be like Victor. Like I feel like Kingpin's gonna kill him, and he's gonna be like, you're stepping a little too much into it. Before we do get to episode 9, I'm very, 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 very angry, and this makes me even more mad about the whole Sony Marvel Spider-Man situation, because this would have been the perfect spot to have Tom Holland come in.
Okay,
it would have been so perfect.
I want to get into that conversation. Give me 1 second.
Man.
Let me talk about episode 8 really fast.
No, go for it.
I want to highlight it because it finally felt like the Netflix show.
Yeah.
For the first time, it felt like the Netflix show. The tension was insane. There was so much tension from Heather and Matt's argument about how she saved herself and Daredevil did nothing and vigilantes are bad, to him being like, you've been helping the king, like you've been talking to the Kingpin.
Oh shoot, my bad. Yeah.
Like that entire thing. And then it wasn't really until they get into like the ballroom and it's like all the characters' stories are interacting now. And I was like, oh no, dude, they figured it out.
Yeah.
Imagine taking the remains of something and creating something still just as good. That doesn't happen. They Frankenstein Daredevil and it worked. Because it felt like all these characters who sort of just felt like carbon copies of the Netflix show were like finally getting the spotlight they deserved. You know, BB knowing about Kingpin probably killing her
her father.
Her father, yeah. That, and then the commissioner being like, "I want to talk to you." Bullseye slowly breaking out. Dude, the teeth spit. Oh my gosh,
that was really cool.
When he's sitting there and you hear that, I didn't think about it for a second, and then he's like doing this, and I go, "Oh no!" Oh, no. And he's like, "Yeah." So good. I was like, dude, that's peak.
Stinking Bullseye.
I
That's
love
why I'm
him
mad
so
at
much.
Matt.
And then him like getting to that, holding the steak knife or the steak fork going up the elevator, and then sniping Kingpin, but hitting Daredevil again. Like all of that build up, I was sitting at the edge of my seat the entire time. I'm like, where is this going? What are we doing, dude? To help, like this wasn't just a me thing. I was at my grandma's and she was watching with me. She has no understanding of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was explaining to her like the beefs between like characters and who they are, what's their deal, whatever, while watching. And even she is like,
superhero soap opera.
What the heck? When Bullseye like spit, she's like, what the heck? How did he do that? It was like, so it's not like the tension in that episode was perfect. It's so good, dude, and I'm really happy that it felt like that. But really fast, before we get into episode 9 and we'll talk about the rest of the show and our thoughts, let's do our annual cut. And we are back. All right, yeah. So we were talking about episode 8, episode 9 now. Phil, what were your thoughts on episode 9 now?
I really liked episode 9.
Okay, I want to talk to you really fast. You said episode 9 helped you with episode 7. Can you explain that now?
So the reason, I think it was mainly because of the whole Heather thing. And then, all right, so I'm going to say Heather killing Muse.
Yeah.
And then Kingpin building an army. So the whole time, I think it was episode 4 or 5 where we finally get, or episodes 1 through 5, Matt is wrestling with, should he become Daredevil again, yada, yada, yada. And then episode 6 is when it's like, yeah, he's back. He's fighting Muse. We're finally seeing him do him. And then Kingpin, we don't really know if he really is Kingpin. We see that fight, but he's still not Kingpin yet. So things are going good 1 through 6 for Matt. But then the reason why 7 through 9 were like, holy crap, is because Muse and the situation with Heather brought out Kingpin, and then also Vanessa thing and all that. But like, you're thinking, okay, but we're still going to see Daredevil do something to him. No, Kingpin fully. This was 7 through 9 was Kingpin's get back. So, you know, you have 7. Heather kills Muse. And then I'm thinking, okay, like maybe this will like scare so much. Like for a second, I'm thinking like from what I'm seeing, this is going to scare so much. Like she's probably going to stay away from everyone, everything, like go crazy or whatever and like stay away. But no. That dialogue that she has with Matt when she's back at the apartment, you talking about, oh, she saved herself. I was like, oh. And then the way she was talking about Daredevil, I'm like,
yeah, I like
what
that.
the heck?
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you go to episode 8. They're at the dance, and then she's talking with Kingpin, and Kingpin is slowly starting to say like Matt's Daredevil, and I'm like, oh shoot, he's trying to get her on his team.
I forget, does she tell him or does he tell her?
Nah, not yet.
Okay, he like hints at it though.
He hints at it though.
Yeah.
So then the gunshot goes off because it was right before the gunshot goes off. So then they split apart. Everything like kind of goes dead for a sec. Matt's in the hospital, and then she's there, and then Matt says, I think he said the name Karen or something. Or
Oh my
say?
gosh,
Did he
I
say
got
her?
so happy. Dude, like when he, dude, oh my gosh, when he is like, Karen?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's go!
So right when he said that, and then she goes and sits down, she's kind of disappointed. I'm like, okay, so now their relationship is about to be over. And then you get the ending scene with her being with Kingpin, and he wants her to be in charge of like, I forgot what it was.
Mental health.
Yeah. And pretty much just reminded me of Arkham or something like that, where she can grant people this, grant people that, and he can manipulate her into doing that. And I'm
100%.
like, oh my gosh. This is his army. And obviously at the end, like Daredevil, like he lost, like fully. He full on lost. But you can tell he's building an army. I know everybody's like making fun going like, oh, like
That
those
was
army's
funny.
crap. But it's
I'm
like,
not gonna lie, no, that was pretty funny.
I know it was, but that's not his final army.
Yeah,
Be for
and
real, that
I
isn't.
think I saw the director explain this. He said like we didn't want it to seem too hopeful.
Yeah.
If he walks in the room and Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Punisher,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, they're all Misty Knight, I forget.
Yeah, Misty Knight.
They're in there. That would make us feel a lot like Kingpin's about to get smoked.
Yeah.
That's what we would say.
Yeah.
But with the team he has.
With the what?
With the team that he has, actually.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, yeah, no, I think Kingpin's fine, bro. Like, dude, that team was pretty sorry, though. I can't lie.
Oh,
It was a very disappointing team.
They
Not
showed the
from, like,
bartender first, and I was like, what's she
yeah,
gonna do?
Yeah, like not from a cameo perspective, just thinking about it, that's a very upsetting team. Oh my gosh. Kingpin, hey, you're chilling, bro. You got nothing to worry about.
But that's why I was really getting into it, because that whole episode 9, you're seeing how bad the power is getting with the task force. They put us thinking this random kid was just like looting.
Oh, dude,
they put
yeah.
they shoot him, and
now
then
he's
they
a
put his back on.
vigilante.
He's like, oh no, it's a vigilante. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that was
gosh.
good. I liked that, actually. I thought that was really interesting.
Oh yeah, it was very interesting, which is why I love like how Kingpin, because you saw like he went from being super angry to just really chill, insane calm, where it's like, oh yeah, so we're setting this up.
Because now he's not trying to be a better person.
Yeah.
He's fully Kingpin.
He's fully insane. Like insane Kingpin, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro, that scene
like let's
took
talk about
me
that.
off guard.
Dude, Kingpin. Commissioner walks in. I'm like, oh, I see all like the white like.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, bro, they're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be like that.
Oh my gosh.
He literally got a red rushed. He literally got from Invincible. You know what? Omni-Man like felt like in live action, bro. How is Kingpin doing that, by the way?
I'm still so confused on his power levels and all that. I don't understand what it is.
What I love about Kingpin is he doesn't have any powers. He's just like
super strong.
He has so much plot armor, and he could take so much damage for some reason. And I kind of like that for him. It's funny. Like literally, Kate Bishop like shoots him like 3 times in the chest, and he just takes him out, and he's like, rah, 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 you know.
I was like, what the heck?
But when dude, that scene, is that the most disgusting scene in the MCU? I think that's the most brutal way anyone's ever died, for sure.
No, I feel like there's been way more brutal ways people have died.
How? I need you to name one.
There's got to be people getting crushed or like people that we haven't seen. Maybe that we've seen.
But one we've seen. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, that's
obviously
probably the worst
off-camera
one.
death, it's easier to kill people or not. Like, no, that was slow.
That's probably the worst one.
It was, oh my gosh, dude. That was so good.
Bro, I literally just had I watched it 3 times. I played it back. I was like, he really ripped his face.
Yeah.
He ripped his... It was like that scene, that UFC fighter. I broke your face.
Dude.
Look at me. I broke your face. It was like, what's his name? I was thinking Kobe Covington and the one guy. Kobe Covington and Kamaru Usman.
I'm so bad
Kamaru
at UFC
Usman.
fighters. Yeah.
That dude. It was literally that. He's like, I broke your face. And he just... I thought he was going to snap his neck.
Yeah, no, that scene was disgusting.
He's like, ugh, and I was like...
All right, so like as a whole then, how would you say Daredevil Born Again is?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
And where does it rank between seasons of the show?
That's tricky because I liked it. I like that it brought them back, and I feel like I'm way more scared than ever. But it's probably, to me, it's top 3. At 3.
So you'd go season 3, 1,
Yeah.
Born Again.
3, 1, Born Again, 2.
I think this is the worst season of Daredevil. I think I'll take season 2 over it. And I like to sit on that because I think similar to season 2 with this season, they have their strengths. They have pretty high highs, but also some pretty low lows. I just think season 2, the Punisher stuff is better than the Hector Ayala stuff.
Yeah.
I think the hand stuff is better than the Muse stuff. I'm like, by comparison. But the Kingpin stuff definitely is better than anything season 2 had. But I just think season 2 as a whole, I enjoyed watching more when I stepped back and thought about it. Like, I think this season just felt so disjointed because of the rewrites. I think there was a plan, got cut, and now they're like just dealing with the stuff they already filmed, and they were trying to like wrap things up. And I think they did a good job on that. I think the show would have been much better off with the creators we have now the whole time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so hyped for season 2.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. But like,
so good.
I think this season struggled because of like the rewrites.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I liked episode 9 a lot too. I think the conversation around Spider-Man, I don't agree with. No part of me was ever expecting Spider-Man to be in the show. And I know like we want that to happen. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Where's the universe part, you know? But when I watch a Daredevil show, I expect Daredevil. I rarely will ever expect someone like Spider-Man to show up. When I watch a Spider-Man movie, I'm not going to expect Daredevil to show up. Even though he did, which was like, what the frick are we doing? But I don't know. I think like it makes sense. But they're like, oh, what was Spider-Man doing? Sleeping or something? And I'm like, no, he was probably doing something. But also what? This happened. This is across Manhattan. But where they're at, where is this? It was across New York City. This was specifically, or like the state. So look, if Spider-Man's in Queens, the power probably went out where he was. He's probably helping people in his area and not swinging all across the city and being like, Daredevil, where you at, bro? It's just not realistic to me. Like, that wasn't going to happen. So I think Jessica Jones was a fair assumption. But I think expecting Spider-Man, and then for a lot of people being disappointed that there wasn't like a Spider-Man type cameo at the end, I think you just had your hopes way too high, and they weren't even realistic hopes. Like, it just didn't. Like, sure, it would make sense for Spider-Man to show up, but also you have the Sony and Disney deal, and also it's a Daredevil show.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just mad about that Sony Disney deal. Like, more.
It sucks. It sucks, but. Look, in the same way, like, people were geeked about Eternals, like, why are they talking about the giant thing in the birth? I feel like that was a lot bigger that they weren't commenting on. But then I was like, okay, look, it's still its own movie. Like, it's like Eternals happened in some part of the timeline. Daredevil is happening its own thing. And while that's happening, Spider-Man is probably doing stuff somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm wrong on that. But overall, yeah, I liked it. I'm pretty excited.
I'm excited for season 2, man. I'm so excited.
We're back. Like, that was a success. Good job, Disney. Like, you could have fumbled the bag so hard, and I would have never forgiven you. But the truth is, nothing will ever be season 3. I don't think there's anything they could do that'll come close to season 3's peak. But my question is now, with Bullseye and Kingpin being like showing up again. Where do we think they stand in terms of like villains? Not in comic book, but like MCU villains.
Like
where do you think they compare?
Wait,
like if you were to rank them, like not like we're gonna go through all of them, but like, do you think they're top 3, top 5, top 10, top 20, top whatever?
Oh man, that's a hard list, bro. Because we've seen so many villains in the MCU.
Can I be honest with you? I genuinely think Bullseye is one of the greatest MCU, if not comic book villains, I think we've ever seen in live action, animated, whatever. I'm obsessed with him. Every time that dude is on camera, I'm geeked. Every word. When he comes into a room and he goes, "Hello, Karen," I'm like, wow.
Oh man.
Like it's just, I think Wilson Bethel's Bullseye is incredible. I think it's up there with Josh Brolin's performance of Thanos. I would put it up there personally.
Okay.
They're not the same caliber of villain. Thanos is big world, scary universe threat. But Bullseye, dude, how is that man so terrifying for, like, I don't know, like, he's not Thanos, but I'm just as scared of him. Like, he terrifies me.
Yeah.
He has so much aura, and I know that's an overused and kind of a cringy word, but, like, I think it works for him. I think that man takes over the screen every time he's there, the same way Thanos took over a screen whenever he was there. And I don't think I'm wrong on that. Like, I'm so confident. I wouldn't say he's better than Thanos, but I think he's on his level.
I'm iffy on that because I feel like there's still some villains that we haven't named that have a little bit more like oomph to them in that Thanos area. But I'm not. I could say maybe top 5, top 10, but I don't know. Thanos was just different, bro. Like, I'm not saying power-wise. It's just that, like, that first introduction of him fully in Avengers Infinity War was still the toughest. And then when you get through Infinity War, he does the thing, and you get to Endgame, and you get that different version of him. It's like that. The version in Endgame was worse.
I just think
way worse.
I just think we need to talk about his performance. Like, again, this is crazy. I'm putting it up there with Heath Ledger's Joker. I put it up with Josh Brolin's Thanos. I honestly think Wilson Bethel needs more love. He's not in anything. He doesn't get a whole lot of jobs. At least not that I can think of.
Yeah.
He needs to be in more because that dude can act.
Yeah.
And he owns Bullseye for me now.
Oh,
if you come 10 years down the line, like, he established that character. But not only just that, like, when I think of MCU villains, I'm going Bullseye. I'm going Kingpin. I'm going Thanos.
You don't like Colin Farrell's Bullseye?
You know, I've never seen that movie. I need to watch it.
Dang.
Like, but that's like, I'm trying to run through, like, Marvel villains really fast. Like, I don't think Iron Man has a villain that comes close. I think Cap, Winter Soldier would be the only one for me, and maybe Zemo.
Yeah.
I think Vulture's up there. Mysterio, no. Guardians, I don't think has a single one. I think 3, you can argue, is a great performance, but it's not one that I'll ever, like, remember.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forgot his stinking name, bro.
It's like the engineer. It's like one of that kind of thing. It's not what his name is, though. But, like, yeah, I feel like when we go through the MCU villains, Thor doesn't have a single villain that compares, except Loki. But Loki, I won't even put in the villain category anymore. Loki is just a top 3, like, MCU character.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, wow. I think villains, dude, like Bullseye and Kingpin are, like, on top. MCU especially. Comic book, different conversation. That's a longer conversation.
Yeah.
MCU, Bullseye, Fisk, I think we got to put some respect on, especially Bullseye's name, because I think he's fantastic.
I feel you, man.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next thing, because we still have time. We're good.
All right. So
sorry, that's a long conversation.
I'll cut down a couple of the announcements because I want to get into the Star Wars celebration.
Oh, yeah. Star Wars celebration. Woo!
But the biggest thing I really want to talk about on this was the Maya Ketch says her version of Toph in the live action Avatar Last Airbender series is older and slightly more feminine.
I forgot. I don't know why. I was literally just talking about this with someone and I forgot about it.
Oh, this is brought to us by, the source was The Direct, and the person who posted it was Culture Crave.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You're a bigger Avatar fan than me. I feel very strongly, but I want you to go first.
So, at first, when I first heard, or when I saw, the first thing I saw was more feminine, but then I saw slightly more feminine. So I'm thinking, well, maybe they have her do her whole role where she kind of wants to be with a guy a little bit more, because I remember there were some times in the show where she was a little bit attracted to Sokka.
Yeah.
It seemed like it. So maybe they do something with that, but still have her be like rough, because it says slightly more feminine. So I'm thinking maybe there's still that chance, but it still kind of bugs me that they're changing some of these characters around, because usually I'm a guy where it's like, well, you don't want the same thing every single time. You want a little bit of a difference. But with me, you do not change these characters for a reason. Like, the thing that sucks about this too, I've seen all of the different stuff: Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animated series, The Legend of Korra, sadly the live action movie. I've seen all of it. Season 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'm still on episode 2. Or no, I'm on episode 3 or 4, because it's just rough seeing these characters. Like, they changed them so much. Aang is a young kid, and I love that, and he's carefree, which he should be. The problem I have is Katara and Sokka so far through this show. They aren't the characters I know. And I know people are going to say, like, why do you want them to be these characters? Like, they should be changed because they were like really messed up back then. I'm like, bro, the reason why they were them in the first season is why they changed so much in season 4. Like, Sokka being the messed up, like, what's the word?
Sexist.
Sexist, but there was another thing about it. Like, he's obsessed with, like, oh, everyone's a man. A woman can't do anything better than a man. Sexist. I thought there was another word for it, but anyways, yeah, sexist. That is like
toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity, yes. Yeah. That is a key part of his character, because then you see him actually respect women and also team with them more, and like be more, like, the chemistry is there. Like, he's treating his sister with more respect. He's treating his girlfriend with more respect. And it just, like, seeing that in season 4 and seeing that works with Team Avatar, that works perfectly. And the fact they changed it where it's like, oh no, he doesn't have it. He's just a terrible dad joke maker. And it's like, it just ruins it. With Katara too, she's not that mother character really in the live action show. She's just the sister who is pretty smart, but also is very curious and very like not as demanding. And that kind of ruins it, because the whole thing we like about her is she's the adult. Like, both of them are kind of teens in this, but it was clear that Sokka's the idiot who acts like he knows everything, but really is a dummy. And then Katara is the one who really is the adult of the family. She's the one who holds it down.
Yeah.
And this is just like they're there. And it kind of annoys me. So hearing that, like, where they're trying to change Toph a little bit, it kind of makes me worry. Because I'm like, they said before they were changing the characters and I don't even recognize them. What are they going to do with Toph? That's what I'm going off of. So, I mean, if it is where they just change it a little bit, where she kind of, I don't know, has a couple of scenes where she's trying to flirt with somebody or something, but she's still tough Toph, I'd be cool with that. But if they change it to where she's just really good at earthbending and then it's like, oh, excuse me, and she's very flirty and this and that, I'm going to really hate it.
Yeah.
I'm going to really hate it, because Toph, that's her whole thing. She doesn't really feel anything, and the more she goes through the show, the more she, like, there's the arc with her and Katara, there's the arc with her and Sokka. There's even the arc where she understands Aang's whole thing. Mm-hmm. It's just going to ruin it for me if she's not tough Toph.
I think, it's so funny. I think what's so hard about remaking shows is it's a new group of writers usually, because we know the creators of the Avatar show left. And before I get into that, it's just really fast. It's incredibly evident why they left. Yeah. Like, you can watch the show and you understand why they left. Yeah. What's hard about remaking a show or a movie or a video game is, how do you take the same story and add to it without ruining what the original was trying to say or do? The Netflix show, why I didn't even bother watching it. I'm not a big Avatar guy, but I like Avatar. I have so much respect for that show, because I think it is, we talk about art again. I think Avatar is in that category. Avatar is brilliant in its writing, and it's very mature for a kid's show. The Netflix show takes everything the animated show did and takes it out, takes all the interesting things out. Yeah. For the sake of making another generic Netflix original. Yeah. And that's what I think the Avatar remake is. I think it's just a generic Netflix original, hey, you watching that new thing on Netflix type show. Yeah. It's not this special, deep, interesting animated show that was so awesome with the original, where, yes, Sako is a sexist, and then he gets beat up by a woman and learns women are able to be as strong, if not stronger than men. Katara, like you said, yes, it was forced to be this mature motherly figure when really she just wants to be like, she wants to have a normal child. She wants to be a normal kid.
Yeah.
Toph is this tomboy who never wanted to appeal to like these gender roles and wants to do her own thing because also she's blind. Like she's in such a complicated situation. So she wants to be her own person. Yeah. She doesn't want to appeal to what anyone else is telling her to be. Yeah. And that's a thing they talk about in the show too. That's like a huge thing. That is like, what, isn't there an entire episode where they like have to dress up as more like girly girls to like go undercover, and Toph doesn't like it? Yeah. So what are they doing at Netflix? What are you trying to do? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's just a generic iteration of one of the most brilliant shows ever written. Why would anyone sit and watch the Netflix show when you can watch an animated show that is significantly more deep and looks better visually, personally? Like, I didn't like it. Every new thing they say about this live action show, I'm more and more like, thank God I didn't waste my time. Thank God I didn't waste my time, because that, I don't want any part of it. I think it's stupid.
I'm still going to try to finish it though, because I do believe, I don't want to be like the Oscars whole thing where they didn't watch Dune Part 2. I want to watch it to like see, maybe the last episodes were good, but I will finish it. But so far I'm not liking what I'm watching.
I think the creators leaving the show says everything you need to say about the show. Yeah. Look, it's just like, who cares, dude? Why even bother? It's such a waste. From what I understand, the acting's not bad. Some of the sets are pretty cool. Like, from what I know, the show is like,
I will say the action scenes are better than the live action movie.
Yeah, probably. But like, bro, Avatar's such good writing. That's all I care about, you know? Like, I don't need this. I'm not going to waste my time. Yeah. But yeah, I wish I was like you. I won't bother watching it.
Next up, we have the Star Wars Celebration.
Woo! Yay! Happy, yes!
And just to get into it, we had 3 big titles from it. Star Wars Starfighter, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and the Darth Maul animated series. I forgot to put the title here. But
I don't remember. It's like Shadow something, right?
It was like Shadow Maul or something.
Yeah.
The craziest thing was, one of my friends who's a really big like Star Wars fan, he was complaining about Star Wars and he said, just give me a prequel to Darth Maul. Give me something Darth Maul. And then that alert comes out and I was like, bro, you just got it. He's like, what? I'm like, here. Dude. But I think
it's called A Maul Shadow Lord.
A Maul Shadow Lord?
Yeah, Star Wars original series arriving on Disney Plus in 2026, and I'm pretty sure it's animated.
Oh, that's yeah, it is animated, but that's still really cool. Like, dude, I'm down to watch that.
Yeah, no. Like, I want it to be animated. That's what it should be. What do you want to start with? You want to talk about what I think the Ryan Gosling thing, the Starfighters. I think that's like probably the quickest one we can talk about.
Oh, yeah. Also, Ahsoka season 2.
Oh, and Ahsoka season 2. Yeah, woo! Who likes Ahsoka? Let me know in the comments. Did you like Ahsoka?
I was okay with it.
I really liked Ahsoka. I just need my boy Ezra. That's all I want. That's why I love this so much. I love Ezra so much. Ryan Gosling, Sean Levy. Not a lot of comments for me. I don't have like a big opinion. What's it called again? Starfighter?
Yeah, Star Wars Starfighter. Releases in theaters May 28th, 2027.
Like the concept. Star Wars is coming back in theaters. I don't have a lot of opinions. Yeah. We'll see. Ryan Gosling being in a Star Wars movie is really funny to me. That's just weird. That doesn't make any sense.
I guess they're trying something new because apparently they're saying this is going to be a standalone thing, but I'm just really excited only because I've been asking for the longest time for a starfighter type thing, like not like almost like Top Gun Maverick or Top Gun in space, because I love Poe Dameron. That was one of the characters I really liked in the third Star Wars trilogy, whatever you want to say.
Sequel trilogy.
I was really like, no matter how much you guys hated it, the one thing I really loved is the spaceships. I really loved the way the spaceships moved, the way the spaceships did this, did that. The fact that they could go super full speed and then they could stop and like float in the air, drift and shoot at things and then just go back into that super speed of 200 miles per hour or something. I really loved it. So if they can give me a series, if this is like Star Wars Starfighter, I'm thinking he's going to be like a fighter pilot. If they can give me something about that, Top Gun, with some aspects of, the Star Wars with it, I'm going to be in love with it.
Yeah.
Personally, me. I know there's going to be Star Wars fans who are going to be like, well, no, there's nothing on this, nothing on that. I want a Top Gun Maverick Star Wars project.
Mm-hmm. I think what I hope is my boy Zeb's in it. That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I hope.
Him from The Mandalorian, or Star Wars Rebels, right?
Yeah. I think a really cool thing they could do is almost do like an Attack on Titan approach, where it's like a lot of those soldiers, a lot of those like starfight, like those dudes in like the fighters, like the X-wings and stuff. They know they're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like you're going up there probably to die. Realistically, I would love for them to make it. Look, it's Ryan Gosling, so I was gonna say it's gonna be more of a comedy, but you actually don't know with him. He's a very good actor.
Yeah.
So it could be serious. We'll see. It's Sean Levy though, so it should be probably funnier, more lighthearted.
Yeah.
I would love to see a more darker take on that. I think that would be very interesting, like to tap into a lot of these like these fighter like mindsets going in. Like there's probably a lot of fear and depression, whatever, going into it. That would have been I feel like that'd be a really cool thing to tackle. I don't think the movie will do that probably.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe touch on it, but I don't think it'll be like a big focus.
I just really need something with those. Well, then again, too, that was, what's his name, who did the trilogy? What was it? He did the Star Trek movies. I forgot his name. I literally said it without a doubt. He did the Star Trek movies. He did the... What else did he do? He did a lot of... What was it? That was the weirdest year, too, because I remember he got the Star Trek movies. He did the trilogy, and then he went and did Star Wars, and everybody was like, how the heck did he get a deal to do Star Trek and
I didn't know
Star Wars?
J.J. Abrams did Star Trek.
J.J.
Abrams. Yeah. I didn't know he did Star Trek.
So that's
what I'm right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about a little bit, because he made I forgot the name of the ship, the Enterprise, move like really cool. So I think he's the reason why the ships are the way they move. And since this is Sean Levy, I don't know if the ships are still going to move the way they are.
Yeah.
Because J.J. Abrams did that. But either way, man, I hope for some Top Gun Maverick type stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a chance. Mando and Grogu, also not a whole lot to say on it, but I'm just happy that they're doing a movie, and it sounds like they're wrapping up like Thrawn and like doing all that. That's gonna be a moment. This is the end game of Star Wars movies. I don't think actually, but I hope they treat it like it's a big deal. I hope there's a good mix of some good Mandalorian stuff, some good Jedi stuff. I want a good variety there. As someone who loves the first season of The Mandalorian, really likes the second season, third season thinks is fine. I hope they don't lose what made, I think, the first season so special, but still are able to tell this bigger narrative, which is what they've been setting up with Ahsoka, with Mando season 3, with a lot of this other stuff. I hope they're able to keep it interesting, because I think there's a chance. And I think this is going to be a movie that everyone's going to go watch, because I think most people have seen Mandalorian. Even if you weren't a Star Wars fan. Like, I think it was like during COVID, so everyone was like, I'll hop on Mando. So what do you think? Are you pretty hyped? Do you like Mandalorian?
I love The Mandalorian. I just think that, well, I mean, I'm one of the few who liked season 3 a little bit.
I did too. Yeah, it was good.
But I kind of wish this was a season 4, because I really enjoyed, like, my whole family and I got T-shirts with Grogu on it, and we would all wear them and watch the stinking show. So I kind of wanted that, but now it's like you got to go to the movie theaters and see it. And I'm not too mad about it, but you know, I liked putting on that shirt and watching it with my fam, because it was cool. We'd all just be like, what's gonna happen next, and then you know, we'd love it no matter what. But
yeah.
you know, I'm gonna miss that. So rest in peace to the Grogu shirt.
I wonder if they'll do another season after the movie. Or you think it's done? I'm kind of curious.
Like, it might be done after this.
I'd hope so. I hope that's the one thing I would hope they don't like do too much and like keep and like milk it. I wouldn't want them to milk Mando like that. And I think Pedro Pascal's probably ready to be done, because like he's so busy already. Yeah. But the last thing, that Darth Maul show, dude. That so it takes place.
I am interested to hear what you say about this.
Okay, so it takes place between Clone Wars and Rebels. So it would be how he got to meet Ezra, which when you meet him in Rebels, he's in an awful place.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's in that. It was a Jedi temple, or was it a Sith temple? I think it was a Jedi temple. I don't remember. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a minute since I watched that episode. But he's in like a temple, and he's underground whenever they meet, and he's like, the Sith took everything from me, and like all this stuff. And you can use, like, you know what he's talking about, because he's mainly just talking about Clone Wars. I would love to know if there's more to that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like there's going to be. Darth Maul is, I think, one of, if not the greatest characters in Star Wars. And it's one of the best things Disney has ever done with Star Wars. Because Maul in episode 1 is kind of a nobody. He just, like, he's no Vader. Mm-hmm. He is no Vader. It isn't until Clone Wars and Rebels and then the final season of Clone Wars where he's just like, dude, this guy is so sick.
Bro, he was nuts.
He's nuts. So I want them to keep telling this very tragic story of Darth Maul. And once we get this, then we're done with him, technically. I mean, I know we're technically never done with him, but he dies after he gets to, when he fights Obi-Wan the last time. But I think this show is going to be very tragic and dark, and it's Sam Witwer still playing Maul. So that's all I need. They hit every buzzword. It's animated, Sam Witwer's coming back, and I can use my assumptions and assume it's going to be very sad. And he's going to be training a new Padawan. That man has no luck with Padawans. So we'll see like what happens with that. Man, I'm very excited. I'm very, very, very excited. That'll be a day one, like I'm watching the trailer over and over again. I'm like, dude, Darth Maul is probably one of my favorite. I think he might be my favorite Sith. I think really he's probably my favorite Sith. So I can't wait to see what they do with him. It's gonna be good. I'm not worried about that project at all. There's no, like, Mandalorian could be bad. Like, who knows? This Ryan Gosling movie, it could be bad. Who knows? This, I'm like, nah, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Yeah, I'm very hyped. Do you have anything to say on it? Have you seen Clone Wars or Rebels?
Oh man. Oh, you shouldn't have asked me that question. I am a huge diehard fan of Clone Wars.
Which one do you like more?
No matter what, anyone with clones in it, I'm good, bro. I'm a huge fan of the 401st. I'm Captain Rex, Commander Cody, all of them. That is my Star Wars like fandom right there. Season 6 and 7 are my favorites because it just
they're so good.
It just gets to Order 66 and it's hinting at it over and over again. Even when Fives is investigating it, everything
they put something in the key. It's in our brains.
I loved that whole season 6 and 7 are so elite, bro. But even the start of it when they had the episode with rookies, the ARC troopers, like. That's what I was invested in. Like, I know the Jedi stories were really good. I was way more interested in the clones.
Oh, the clones are so good.
So when you get season 6 and season 7 and it gets way more into it, like season 6 is telling you there's something bigger, there's something hidden in the Jedi Temple, and they found it out. I was like, oh, I love this. And then season 7 is when it's like, oh, shoot, here we go. I love Clone Wars, bro.
So you like Clone Wars more than Rebels?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Rebels guy,
I like Rebels.
Personally.
I like that it continues it, but Clone Wars, that holds a huge part of my heart, especially that last episode when Ahsoka and Rex are the last survivors, and she saves Rex, and I was so happy she did. I was gonna be so sad if he died, bro.
I think I have no nostalgia for either because I watched them just a few years ago, so I think Rebels is more consistent. I think Clone Wars has some boring episodes. There's like arcs in Clone Wars that I think are some of the worst Star Wars stuff we have. Like, I think of the one with the droids. Every time it was just droids. There's like a couple good not Princess Leia, Padme. There's some good Padme stuff. But a lot of the Padme stuff, a lot of the droid stuff, bad. But when Clone Wars is going, it's going. Oh, yeah. Like, there's some fantastic. I just love both. I love both a lot. I just think I like the cast more in Rebels. Yeah. My boy Kane and my boy Ezra. Oh, my gosh. Ezra's my go. I love Ezra so much. But, yeah. I think I'm pretty hyped for this. So, I'm very confident what they're going to do.
I think it's just because I really love Ahsoka in the Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah. Ahsoka's fantastic.
And Anakin, but Ahsoka's the really...
Obi-Wan, bro.
I like Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, dude. Oh, my... Hey, that man... So much respect, bro. I've that guy all about like his job. He's just about the work and he's gonna grind for it. Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, it's so good.
I'm excited though, a little bit. Like I remember literally before the Star Wars celebration started, I was telling my friend like I don't even know if I want to really be a Star Wars fan anymore because there's been so many hate. There's been so many projects that haven't really hit. Like
lately, yeah. I didn't even watch Skeleton Crew. I saw Pop on Disney Plus, and I was like, I forgot that came out. I heard it was decent actually, but I just didn't bother. And then Acolyte, I didn't even watch. Yeah, what sucks about me and Star Wars, I feel like there's a period of time where I was all about Star Wars, like when I was watching Clone Wars, when I was watching Rebels, and then as of late, I'm very much like, okay, I'm gonna watch the stuff that interests me. I'm not gonna just watch whatever they put out.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you want to say on Celebration?
No, I'm all good, man. Just if you're a Star Wars fan, I hope this is really good for you, and I hope that something like sticks for you, like besides the Mando and everything. I just hope it's gonna be everything for them, because I know like the Star Wars fandom has been like hurting from all the projects and stuff, but I can't even say I'm really a Star Wars fan because I haven't read the comic stuff. And I know that is really how they like classify themselves, because people are really into the comics.
The books and the comics.
But I hope it really is something for them, because I know that there's been a lot of hate and stuff towards it. But I just hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you do. And I hope it is good. But yeah, that's all I have.
What's next? Are we in our movies now?
Here we go. We on the movies.
So we have like 20 minutes.
Oh, easy. Let's do this real quick.
All right.
So
Let's run through the 2 that you've seen.
Well, I real quick, I just want to put the ratings out there, or the ranking thing. I want to go Minecraft, Minecraft Sinners, The Amateur, and what was the other? Warfare.
Warfare.
I just want to rank them real quick. So at number 4, at number 4, I'm going to put Minecraft.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it was fun being in that crowd, but I wasn't really too into the story and everything, but it was fun. Number 3, I'm going to put The Amateur. It was okay. It was pretty interesting, but I did not like Rami Malek as the main character. It was just really awkward at times, and the story was eh. At number 2, I am going to go with Warfare. I really love that movie. A24 killed it. Like, if you watch Civil War and then watch Warfare, you can almost like tell the sound editing was inspired from Civil War, but it was so good. And number 1, without a doubt, Sinners. Without a doubt. And now, let's get into it real quick.
Okay. What do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about Amateur? You seems like you have the least amount to say about it.
Not really. I just it was a pretty interesting CIA movie on a guy taking revenge. It was almost like a remake of Law Abiding Citizen, but in a different way, but it wasn't as intense as Law Abiding Citizen. It was a really good movie with Jamie Foxx and Jared Butler, but that's what it felt like it was being. But yeah, Law Abiding Citizen was way better. The Amateur, I just really wasn't into. There were times I got bored easily.
And then in terms of war movies, where does Warfare rank if you were to like put it? Like, because I haven't seen a lot of war movies, but I wanted to watch this one because it was a lot of buzz for it. So I was like, I should get in there, but.
This one was way shorter than a lot of
Yeah, it's an hour 30.
Yeah, so that was the only gripe I had. It was really short, but it was still really good. Like,
based on a true story, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, based on a true story and the memories of each of those different soldiers, which is why I was like, wow, this is really good. But the way they shot certain scenes that were action scenes and stuff, and the actors they used in it, perfect. Like, they showed you a difference of how they were at the start and how they were when the situation happened, because then they bring some other soldiers in and they're, the way they were before they had that situation happen. But it was just so good, bro. Like, and right when the action hits, it really hits you. Like, that's why I compared it to Civil War, because in Civil War, have you ever seen Civil War? A24 Civil War?
I didn't bother.
There's a gunshot or something like that hits and you really hear it, and it comes out of nowhere and it startles you. And that's one thing the director really wanted you to get at. So in Warfare, they mastered that. Like, so many scenes, you're thinking nothing's about to happen. Next thing you know, boom! And then next thing you know, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da, and you really hear the gunshots. And it's like, wow. But the whole situation, the way they did certain things, I loved it. And I love the story, too.
All right.
And pretty much just nobody wins in war.
Let's go to Sinners now. All right, Phil. Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. I would give Sinners... Do we do points? Do we do like point? Do we try not to, right?
You can if you want, but I am...
Okay, this is what I'll say.
Yeah.
This movie, I'm gonna give Sinners a 9 out of 10, but this is the closest 9 out of 10 I'll get to a 10 out of 10. You ask me on a certain day, and I could say a 10 out of 10, but no, I'm gonna chill out. It's a 9 out of 10.
Oh.
Sinners is the exact kind of horror I like. I was worried in the beginning, a lot of jump scares. Are we gonna talk spoilers or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
this is going to be a spoiler review on Sinners.
Okay. I was a little worried. There was one really good jump scare in the beginning. And there's one with a snake later, and I was worried. I was like, okay, I don't love jump scares. It feels cheap, and it just makes the theater experience super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting the whole time like this, like anticipating it. This movie starts as like what felt like just like a jump scare horror movie to very quickly becoming one of the most like tense I felt watching a movie.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome. It's damn near perfect. The cinematography is great.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. The music, oh my gosh, really good. A lot of blues, a lot of like that culture music. And it like, dude, I put in my Letterboxd review, this is the best musical I've ever seen. Because there's a lot of singing in this movie.
Yeah.
Great music, fantastic performances from Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld.
Yep.
I don't know what the other actors' are names, but Preacher Boy, that dude, oh my gosh, killed it. That was a
crazy
highlight.
About that kid? That was his first acting role.
Good job. You're gonna get so many more roles. You deserve the world.
Miles Caden.
He killed it. Just great acting performances, great direction, great writing, just great. Now, I can't think of a critique. I can't give a reason for it to be not a 10 out of 10. I just don't like using the 10 out of 10 just willy-nilly, you know? So I'm going to like pull back.
Yeah.
So what I'll say, now to get into more like spoiler stuff. Once the movie gets into their party is when I feel like the movie starts going. It's a very slow build. This movie I think is very slow, but that's good. It really makes you sit with these characters and you learn a lot from both of them. Smoke and Stack. Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan playing both of them. Woo! And they both feel very distinctly different. Smoke a lot more kept to himself, like sort of just about making money and doing the job. Stack's just like, nah, let's go have some fun, you know? Very crazy. And I think they do so much to like when Smoke goes and he like reveals that he has a kid and like he goes and talks to his wife or his ex, not his wife, but like his ex. And Stack like messing with Haley Steinfeld and being like, yeah, I left you, whatever. He didn't say that, but like, you know what I'm saying? And just taking Preacher Boy around and assembling this like music team.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't know. It paid off because you're sitting here watching and you're just like, all right, where's this going? And once they're in there and like the vampire takes the two Ku Klux Klan members and you're like, when they showed up, I was like, oh, is this a metaphor for something? Yeah. I was like, is this a metaphor? Yeah. And it wasn't until the Irish guy shows up at the at the party and I'm like, oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, now we're in.
Oh, yeah.
But the musical scene where Preacher Boy starts singing and they have the little narration over it and he talks about how some people have an ability to connect the past and the future. Yeah. And the rock guy comes in. I laughed a little bit. I was like, all right.
Wait, the what?
When the rock guy comes in,
oh, yeah.
I laughed a little bit. But when it was going, I was like, this is one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen in a movie ever.
Yes.
How are they able to mix almost every genre of music into one thing, and it sounded so good.
In sync, everything.
Yes, it was genius, dude. Ryan Coogler, good job. You killed that.
No, more than
like you absolutely
man.
You absolutely cooked, and it was that. But I want to go to the horror. It was some of the best horror, and it's my favorite horror because it's all suspense. It's all letting you sit with attention. It's not jump scare after jump scare after jump scare after jump scare. It's, all right, Haley Steinfeld's going to go talk to those white people, and you know they're vampires. So how is that going to shape up? Yeah. It shapes up exactly as you expect, but they let you think it's going to be okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to do this on camera. Ready? when she walks away, and the dude goes,
oh, yeah.
Like, what? They fly now. They fly now. I was like, dude, what is happening? It was so good. That was pure. And then like, you know what happened to her, but they still let it build. They really wait and wait because they let that scene with her and Michael B. Jordan play out, and you're like, wait, is she? Oh, and then nah, like getting absolutely eaten. It was fantastic. I want you to talk though, and we can talk more about the movie because I'm getting too much into the movie.
No.
Phil. What's your review?
This is what I've been waiting on. This is why I'm so excited that you saw the movie because I was about to be here like trying to figure out a way to not spoil it. I can finally spoil it, bro. This is why I'm so sad because I thought you were low-key gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
No.
Now I'm gonna feel so bad because I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Oh.
But there's a reason for that because I love this movie. I think when I watch it a second time, because I'm gonna see it a second time, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. But The only reason, this is the only gripe I have with it. The only gripe, because you didn't say anything. You said everything I loved about it. But real quick, the only gripe I had with it was there were a couple of things that I don't feel like got enough depth. So the thing I don't think got enough depth was there were some things about the ancestors that I think they could have gone a little bit more deeper on and used it. He could have used that to defeat the ancestors, like him having his guitar with him. I thought in that last scene where eventually that vampire dies there in the water, I think they could have done something instead of just Michael B. Jordan or Smoke stabbing him. I feel like they could have gone into the whole ancestor plane thing, almost like a Black Panther type thing, where they're helping him defeat those vampires. But even when Smoke killed his girlfriend because she was about to turn into a vampire, they could have done something where she would have used her spiritualness or her spiritual plane self to help them. But I mean, that's not a huge gripe because no matter what, everything that movie was doing and everything it was symbolic to was so good. Like, after I finished the movie, I met with some of my friends who have seen it, and we were just sitting there for 3 hours trying to dissect everything because they were in the same spot I was. Like, I was trying to understand everything about that movie. That's why I'm going to see it the second time. But we were trying to figure out what some of the things meant. And the more we were talking about it, we were piecing it together because we had 3 different point of views and we just instantly clicked or pieced them together. So the vampires was the thing that I feel like I was trying to understand because I know there was definitely symbolism they were trying to show with that. And the thing we came up with was they were culture vultures.
So yeah, like, hey, we're all about peace and love, but really we're like still in charge and we control you.
But like, yes, but like the thing I love that was illustrated was the fact that the scene where Sammy is singing and shows all the cultures, everyone's culture from past, present, and future, just in harmony, dancing to his song. And then you see the vampires.
Oh, and they're just singing the Irish song. You're right.
They're singing, yes. Well, I don't think they were singing the Irish song yet, but they see that they see that the roof is like.
Oh, you're talking about before. Okay.
Yeah. So the roof is just opened up. They see that there is some type of culture going on in there, and the guy instantly thinks, "Wow, I want that. I want to add that to what we have going on right here." So they go. He's like, I see you got a little party going on, and the black people answer it. Michael B. Jordan, Cornbread.
Why don't you go and let me in?
Yeah, why don't you go and let me in? And they're like, nah, bro. Like, I don't know why, because obviously, like at this time, it's the Mississippi South. They already got a problem with the KKK. Smoke did, and they're just like, nah, we don't need you over here. And they're like, why is Mary in there? And they say she's family, and that also shows like, oh, they've known her for a long time. That's why she's with this community, symbolizing like some people that are different races since they've lived there. They're part of that community. But then they are so badly trying to get in, they start playing music like them. And then Smoke's like, man, what is this? And then Stack all like, yeah, I like this. And then Smoke like, man, cut that out. You ain't getting in. And then so like they walk away and they're still trying to find ways to get in. And then in order for that to happen, they're starting to turn all of the people who are in there following their culture. And they still like, nah, you ain't getting in. Mm-hmm. And it's just that symbolism of culture vultures. Because if you couldn't tell, the one reason why I think they're culture vultures too is because that vampire or the vampires who were already vampires weren't killing anybody. Mm-mm. They were turning them into them. They were living in harmony. Even that Irish jig he was doing and the fact that everybody was singing with him, I was like,
they weren't
wow.
like doing their own thing. It's not like what you said with the scene where it's like a bunch of different cultures and music genres.
Exactly.
For him, it was just everyone was the exact same and it was his.
Yeah.
Not theirs, his.
It was his, but also it was in a way in the community theirs. Because he had their, he was in control of them.
He took them, yeah.
That's why I was so shook. But also the scene where, like, he shows really how much he's really connected with everybody. He starts speaking Chinese. 2, he tells them the plan of the KKK, and I instantly was like, what the heck? So he's warning them, saying, pretty much you're gonna die anyways, because if we leave, I mean, we'll kill your family, but 2, once the sun comes up, the Grand Wizard and the KK gonna come straight down here because I bid his children. That was their whole plan. They were gonna come and shoot you guys up. I was like, whoa. And so it was just a whole bunch of manipulating to try to get in still. And that was the one where I was like, holy crap, this is nuts. You'll do anything in any lengths to try to get all of them, get everything.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember the scene where, what's it called? I just can't remember. I think the thing that kind of messed me up was how he was trying to use Sammy or a preacher boy. I was trying to understand, like, was it he needed him to sing? Because this is what me and my friend were kind of...
I think it just attracts them. Like, that was, like, their whole thing. It's like, with music, it attracts them.
Yeah, but the thing that I was trying to understand was, one of my friends said that he was trying to add Sammy's voice to it so that he could get everyone, like Sammy's voice would get everyone into this community he's trying to make of just vampires. But then the thing I took from it was, I thought he was trying to use Sammy to just leave, get out of it, like go to the afterlife, because I thought he was stuck there. That's what I was thinking. But I'm still not to a conclusion. That's why I'm going to go see it again. But, bro, all the symbolism that was going on in that movie, I was just like, I need to watch it a second time. It was just so good,
you know what it
bro.
could be? I think with Sammy, there's probably like some deeper reason, but I think the best way I can think about it is like, if you have someone with a great voice singing your like culture, he's going to get invited in more and more places. And then that Irish eye is going to be able to take more and more people into his group. You know, like it's, again, his Sammy was so good. His music was like, it's infectious. You can hear it for miles. He's so talented. You put that in our little culture thing we're trying to do, then we can keep taking more and more people because we'll just keep getting let in different places.
That's what I think it probably is.
Yeah. Dude, that movie I think is genius. And I think something movies get caught up in is exposition dumps. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm this and that, and my life is hard. Dude, Smoke and Stack, like, they don't straight up talk about their backstory, but they touch on Chicago. The only thing they probably, like, blatantly talk about is how they killed their dad.
Yeah.
But that's, like, it made sense in the context. This movie does such a great job of saying so much with showing so little. Like, it doesn't give you a flashback of them doing it, like killing their dad. It doesn't give you a flashback of his son dying. It doesn't like show them their experiences in Chicago. It's just word of mouth talking and the things they like touch on. It's like more movies need to take like hints on that because I think it's incredible. That movie, I think it's Ryan Coogler's best movie that I've seen. I'd take it over Creed. I'd take it over Black Panther 1 and 2. I think it's freaking genius.
Bro, that is why it's so hard to even rate this movie right now, because Ryan Coogler's filmography, I love all of his movies. I love them.
It's so good.
But it's so hard to put one over the other for me. So the one thing I still really wanted to touch on before I really did say anything was just
2 minutes.
Preacher Boy's thing about like wanting to be like Smoke and Stack, but really that's not really him. And they were Smoke was trying to tell him that by like, go like, yo, be with the nice black folk up the street, don't be like us. And then like I think that helped him figure out who he needs to be. Like, you don't need to be like us where we're hustling, doing this, doing that, being part of gangs. You just need to be you. And I love that. I love that he held on to his music, left, and became the singer he is. But yeah, man, I just want to finish it there. Like, I thought that was really good for a certain part. But
great movie, fantastic. I think it's a runner-up, or I think it's like at the headline for the best movie I'll see all year.
It'll be in the best picture conversation.
I think for me personally, though, like I don't know if Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts will hit that because I think this movie is incredible. I think it's incredible. Again, I thought it was going to be a jump scare, crazy horror movie. No, it's just very unsettling, and its horror is practiced perfectly. But this was the Film Podcast, where we talk about films in the way that anyone can enjoy. This is a packed episode. We're running out of film. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, follow, subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week for some more movie reviews.
Deuces. Take it easy, yo. And watch Sinners.